I was away last week for a clergy conference with many of the priests of the Diocese of Wisconsin, along with our bishop, and it was a fruitful experience overall. But my favorite parts of these kind of gatherings are really the impromptu conversations and connections you make with colleagues in between various scheduled sessions, and all of the wonderful gifts that come out of that connection and those conversations, the laughter, the stress sharing, the encouragement, and the support. And it just leaves me feeling grateful that I'm a small part in a small but growing and beautiful parish of a much bigger picture that God is painting. So grateful that there are so many wonderful and faithful priests I'm blessed to call colleagues. And again, it's just a reminder to me that there is this bigger picture of life that God is continuing to paint throughout the life of the church. It reminds me of chapter 15 of Acts of the Apostles, in a way, when the early church, those who were following Jesus early on, had to make this decision about how to welcome Gentiles into the fold. Many of the first followers of Jesus, of course, were rooted in the rich and beautiful tradition of Judaism. And there was this question of whether or not Gentiles needed to follow Mosaic law if they were going to become Christians. And there was disagreement and some tension and prayer and discernment, but ultimately those early followers celebrated a God who was painting a bigger picture of belonging. And the decision was made to welcome Gentiles into the church without having to follow Mosaic law. Another gift of Easter, of God's ability to keep painting a bigger and bigger picture of life. And within that is a holy invitation for you and for me to pause and pray about on our journeys and reflect on where it is we experience that painting of God happening, painting a bigger picture of life for you and for me. Maybe that's found in that holy and wonderful curiosity we have in another person that becomes the instrument through which a bigger and deeper and more beautiful relationship is painted into being with another. Maybe it's found in the gift of children who clearly remind us that our lives are not purely our own, that we are part of a bigger picture being painted. Or those wonderful and faithful colleagues whose support and encouragement can help us when our worlds are otherwise pretty narrow and maybe even siloed. Maybe it's even experienced in that sense we have with any little bit of honest reflection that we actually still have a lot more to learn about life and love and being a parent, even about ourselves. And those are all just some of the ways we find ourselves caught up in the brush of our divine artist who keeps painting a bigger and bigger picture of Easter life. Easter peace and blessings to you all.